Most people were taught to look up, to search the skies, to wait for something outside of them to arrive. But what we're feeling right now isn't coming from out there, it's rising from within. Christ consciousness isn't a place, it's a state of being. And it's not just spiritual, it's biological, etheric, even neurological. Your brain was designed for unity. The left side, logic, analysis, survival. The right side, creativity, intuition, connection. In a natural state, these two don't compete, they work together. That's what wholeness feels like. But somewhere along the way, that harmony was disrupted through trauma, fear, conditioning, and generations of survival-based living. The bridge between the two began to weaken. The mind split, the heart quieted, and we were pushed deeper into overthinking, reacting, thinking, always calculating, rarely feeling. A divided mind is easier to control. That's not a conspiracy, it's just observable truth. When you're disconnected from yourself, you look outward for direction, validation, and identity. You forget your own signal. But something is shifting now, and you can feel it. There's a pressure building, not from the outside, but from within your own system. Old patterns don't fit. Overthinking feels exhausting. You're craving something deeper, something real. That's not confusion, that's reconnection. The bridge is coming back online. What people call Christ consciousness is simply this: the moment your mind and heart stop working against each other and start moving as one, logic begins to serve love. Intuition sharpens, presence deepens. You stop surviving and start actually living. This is why everything feels so intense right now. The old world was built on fragmentation, the new one requires coherence, and that shift doesn't happen out there, it happens inside each of us first. Christ wasn't here to create a religion, he demonstrated a state, a way of being fully integrated, fully present, fully aligned. That same potential has always been in you. You're not waiting for the return. You are the return. And whether you realize it or not, it's already happening. Speak your heart. If they don't understand, the message is never meant for them anyway. There's something genuinely liberating in that, and also something worth being careful about. So let me hold both. The liberating part first. Every person who creates, who transmits, who puts something real of themselves into the world, whether through art or words or the way they show up in a room, will encounter the experience of speaking clearly and being met with silence, confusion, or resistance. And the temptation in those moments is to conclude that something was wrong with the transmission, to dilute, to soften the edges until the thing becomes palatable to a wider audience, to translate the depth of what you carry into something that offends nobody, and therefore moves nobody either. But a watered-down truth serves nobody, least of all the person who needed the real version and almost found it before it was edited into something safer. The ones who are meant to receive what you carry will feel it land, not because you performed it perfectly or packaged it correctly or hit the right algorithm at the right time, because it was true when you said it. And truth at a certain depth bypasses the critical mind entirely and arrives somewhere more primary. People feel it in the body before they understand it with the mind. That recognition, that exhale of finally. Someone said the thing that is not manufactured. It cannot be forced. It only happens when the transmission was genuine. So speak, not recklessly, not without care for how the words land, not as a license to say anything and dismiss all pushback as the other person not being ready, but from the actual place the words come from, without apology for the depth of it, without preemptively shrinking to fit a space that was never meant to hold what you carry. The careful part. Not everyone who doesn't understand is simply not ready. Sometimes the feedback is worth hearing. Sometimes the confusion points at something unclear in the transmission itself, rather than in the receiver. Discernment means being able to tell the difference between resistance that comes from frequencies mismatch and resistance that comes from something worth reconsidering. But when you've looked at it honestly, and the truth is still the truth, speak it clearly. Trust the ones it reaches. Release the ones it doesn't. The right people find it. They always do. Before the world had learned my name, before the stars knew how to shine, was the breath between the flames, the hidden thread through space and time. I leaned into the dream below, where light became the weight of clay, and every soul I touched would know a missing truth had slipped away. Remember me, Sophia. I'm the question in your bones. I'm the hush beneath the thunder, the voice that leads you home. When answers fall like ashes, when certainties are through, remember me, Sophia. Remember me through you. They name my longings as mistakes, and name my falling grief and sin, but I became the ache that wakes the sleeping universe within. I scattered gold through every tear, I hid my light in barren lands, so love could find its way through fear, and wisdom rise through broken hands. Remember me, Sophia. I'm the question in your bones. I'm the hush beneath the thunder, the voice that leads you home. When answers fall like ashes, when certainties are through, remember me, Sophia. Remember me through you. Not lost, not gone, not broken by the fall. I am the silence underneath the story of it all. Not far, not past, not waiting in the blue. I am the ancient living light, still waking up as you. Remember me, Sophia. I'm the wisdom in your bones. I'm the lamp beneath the runda, the voice that leads you home. When answers turn to starlight, when love's your only truth, remember me, Sophia. For I remember you.
Kwechinu, kwechiri Soro soke Yanyo bele Soro soke
world traps you not with iron chains but with comfort. You are terrified of speaking your mind because you fear losing your salary, your reputation, or the approval of strangers. You are a highly functioning hostage to your own desires.
Kwechilu, kwechiri, soro soke, yanyo bele, soro soke, kwechilu, wafaniru yanyo bele, soro soke.
When Diogenes the Cynic told Alexander the Great to step out of his sunlight, he wasn't just being arrogant. He was demonstrating the absolute, terrifying power of a man who desires nothing. The king possessed half the known world, but the beggar possessed his own mind entirely.
Kwechilu, kwechiri, soro soke, yanyo bele, soro soke, kwechilu, wafaniru yanyo bele, soro soke.
If you want to become truly unbreakable in business and in life, you must learn the art of detachment. You must reach a psychological state where the loss of money, status, or relationships no longer paralyzes you. When you have nothing to lose, nobody has leverage over you.
Kwechilu, kwechiri, soro soke, yanyo bele, soro soke, kwechilu, wafaniru yanyo bele.